One of the biggest lies that people tell themselves is, I'll start my YouTube channel when I have more time. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but more time isn't coming. Listen, I work a full-time job, I'm a dad, and I run a business, but yet I still can make time to build my YouTube channel. So if you're one of those people that is waiting for life to slow down before you start creating content, then this video is for you. I'm gonna give you guys 5 different tips that I've learned on my journey of creating content while working a full-time job. I'm not gonna waste your time because time is the most important thing that we have, which is why the first thing that I wanna talk about is stop waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time doesn't exist. Or if time is the culprit that has been robbing us of this opportunity to create content, when in reality, time was never the problem. The problem was, and still is, us. We have always been the problem. We've always been the ones making the excuses or trying to find a way to talk ourselves out of doing something that we know we really want to do. Working a full-time job is difficult. So is having a family, having responsibilities, maintaining relationships, having friends, things of that nature. All of these things are considered hard, but just like I tell everybody else, you have to pick your hard because life in general is going to be hard. We just have to understand what we really want and what's important to us. Just like we put time into our job, just like we put time into our family, our friends, our relationships, we have to not find time, but make time to put into ourselves. Because you don't find time to make content, you create time to make content. But you have to be able to find a balance. And that's when being organized comes into play. Your time management comes into play. And of course, actually making this content creation journey a priority. If that's something that you really want. Life is busy. Like we understand that. We understand how busy life can be. Sometimes we just kind of get caught up in things, and some things kind of get, put to the bottom of the list at certain times. Like I use myself as an example. I have 3 different jobs. One of those jobs being I actually run a business. And when you have 3 different jobs and you're a parent and you run a business, all of those things always feels like it needs your constant attention. So you're getting stretched in multiple different directions. And I get it. That's tough. A lot of people don't have 3 jobs. A lot of you guys have 1 job, maybe even 2 jobs. So I'm not saying that me having 3 jobs makes it a little bit more difficult than you having your 1 or 2 jobs, because those 1 or 2 jobs, sometimes that could take up the majority of your time. Like I get that. But what I'm here to tell you to do is that making time for these things are possible. Like me, for instance, sometimes when I'm at work, when I'm at my full-time job, if I'm on my break, I'll go to my car and I'll go ahead and shoot my content because I'm already organized. I already have it written down in my phone on the things that I want to talk about. Or sometimes if I get off from work at a decent time and I don't have anything to do, boom, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up my equipment real quick. I'm going to go through my notes. I'm going to make my video. I'm going to try to use my time wisely and manage it appropriately. That way I don't start to fall behind and I can make it easier for myself. Even if you have to do things like batch record and make multiple videos in a short amount of time. So say for instance, if your lunch break is an hour, and go ahead, eat your food for the first 10 or 15 minutes, then boom, just pull your camera out, just hold it like this and just go ahead and just talk and just start talking into the camera and making your video. It's really just as simple as that. You just have to make sure you're utilizing your time, and that starts with being organized and creating good time management habits. Number 2, and this is something that I try to preach to other people who are in their 30s and 40s and have full-time jobs and stuff like that. And I really try to drill this into their head because they always feel like they need these things in order to get started. If you take a look behind me, I have any and everything that someone that wants to start doing content would want to have. I have the microphones, I have the audio interfaces, I have the computer screens, I have the cameras, I have all of those things. And don't get me wrong, All of those things are good to have. And I would be lying to you if I told you that a lot of times, well, I can't even really say a lot of times. Sometimes they do make things easier. They do make going through the process of creating content easier at times. Over the last year or so, I've discovered that I'm one of those people who I tend to do the most. And a lot of times when you tend to do the most, you typically don't get everything done that you say you're gonna get done because you're trying to overdo it. You're trying to make it perfect. You feel like because I have all the perfect equipment that my content has to be perfect. It has to be on par with some of the top creators that are out there. When that's not true. I watch people now who, just like what I'm doing right now, you see I'm shooting on my iPhone 17 Pro Max in 4K 30. Is sitting on a tripod that I got from Amazon, and I'm using a wireless microphone. Just that simple. And I have a ring light sitting in front of me. All you need is your phone, a tripod, and a microphone. And if you don't even have that, you don't really even need the tripod and the microphone. Just use your phone, hold it up, and use the speaker, use the microphone that comes built into the phone. You don't need to make this complicated. You don't need all of this fancy equipment to get started. That's what delays a lot of people from actually starting their journey. And a lot of you out there actually have really good ideas and you're extremely creative, but a lot of this stuff that you feel like you need, you're allowing it to hold you back because you don't have it. Trust me, I'm the perfect person to speak on this. I have all of this top-notch equipment. I'm talking about tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment that I've collected over the last 10 plus years. A lot of the times, early on, I used to use a lot of it, but then when I started seeing how much it was doing me way more harm than it was good, because when you have all of this equipment, you start to learn that once you buy one thing, you have to buy one or two other things to just make that one thing work. Like my Shure SM7B microphone that you see right here, you would think that you could just talk into this microphone freely and it would just start working. Absolutely not. I don't know if you can see that colorful thing right over there. That is an audio interface. You need an audio interface, not this specific one, but you need an audio interface just to make that work. And I'm not going to get into all the specifics, but sometimes keeping it minimal is actually better than trying to do the most. So stop feeling like you need all of this gear, all of this fancy equipment to get started. No, you absolutely don't. You can make the same level of quality content as I make with all of this expensive equipment, with the minimal amount of equipment, if you just learn how to use what you have to its fullest potential. Number 3, and this is another big one that I have to constantly kind of drill into a lot of people. Our number 3 is you have to lower your standards at first. This is a lot of people's problems. They feel like because they don't have everything that all of the other creators have, that they can't do this, that there's no space for them, or they don't have a specific lane because they don't feel like they can fit in with everybody else. Don't do that. Comparison is truly the thief of joy. Believe me, I've been creating content for over 10 plus years. And believe me when I tell you that I've tried to compare myself to so many different creators, and that has held me back in more ways than one, aside from being my own worst critic. So you really have to lower your standards in the sense of understand that your content is not going to be very good at first, especially if you're somebody who has never created content before. If you're someone that is new to using a camera, using editing software, using microphones and things like that, or even starting to dive deep into your settings of some of these newer phones, sometimes it could get a little bit tricky if you don't really know. And then you also got to worry about having good camera presence, how to talk into a microphone, whether you're talking loud enough, or if your angle's good. You have so many other things to worry about than trying to worry about competing with other people. Just focus on being the best you that you can and improving video by video. And understand that starting off, you're not gonna really like anything, but believe me when I tell you, just post it anyway. Post it anyway, go back, watch it. You'll probably look at it and it's probably gonna be hella cringe. You're probably gonna be like, dude, that sucks. Nobody's gonna wanna watch that. But that's not true either. I watch plenty of creators that I'm like, this isn't very good, at least to my standard. But then I go back and look and I'm seeing other people commenting and they're like, man, I love your videos. Your videos are getting me through XYZ. And I'm like, wow, I didn't really think it was that good of a video, but apparently there is an audience for everybody, believe it or not. So lower your standards at first and just go back, rewatch your videos, critique yourself, and just pick one or two things every video that you make to try to improve on. And slowly but surely you'll start to get better, and then your threshold will start to raise and you'll start to get better with every video. And eventually you'll find yourself actually liking your videos and starting to see the quality of your content being that of some of the higher level creators, because it just takes time for everybody. Everybody learns and moves at a different pace. So don't worry about if you feel like you're going slower than everybody else. Trust me, run your race and enjoy the process. Number 4, build around your life. A lot of people want to try and make their life fit into YouTube versus getting YouTube to fit into their life. And that's where I feel like a lot of people get stuck at, because they don't know what to talk about. They don't have any ideas. But the very first thing that you should look at is your own life and see what about your life you feel like you possibly want to talk about. I can use myself for an example. I have a very interesting life that I will eventually get into. Like I said, I have 3 different jobs, one of them being running a business. I could talk about so many different things, but what I choose to center a lot of my content around now is showing other people how to grow on YouTube, while I myself am trying to grow on YouTube, because after all, I still am a new YouTube content creator, and I want to be able to take people on my journey of showing them that it is possible that someone who hasn't really been on YouTube and has never actually built an audience on this platform, I want to be able to take them on the journey with me from the bottom up and take them with me as I grow and I scale my YouTube channel just through repetition and experience. You want to try to pick something that you feel like you know that you're comfortable talking about. I'm good at talking about social media, anything in regards to fitness or tech and electronics and things of that nature. And a lot of that stuff I will get into on that channel. So some of you, if you choose to pick a niche and just kind of buckle down on that one thing, cool, do that. But then, you know, after a few videos, if that's something that you feel like you can't really talk about too much anymore, go into something else. Keep trying to find things until you're comfortable making content on that particular thing. Like I told you, make YouTube fit into your life some way, somehow. A lot of people think, well, my life just isn't that interesting. I used to think that same thing too, until I start talking to other people and they're like, dude, you have so many different things that you can talk about. You got 3 different jobs, you run a business, you're a father, and in the process, you're trying to figure out a way to build your YouTube audience and grow a channel. A lot of people would be fascinated by that. And it really got me thinking, like, damn, that really is something that people would love to follow me with. And if I actually made it a journey and started including a lot of other people, they would be like, man, I've been following this dude since he started from 0. And I watched him grow a channel as a regular everyday person who has a regular 9-to-5 just like me. So that's where I started to fill my lane at. And you can do the exact same thing. Some of you may feel like you might actually have boring lives, but hell, think about the job that you actually do. Some of you actually have really cool jobs and you don't realize that you actually have a cool job. Talk about a lot of the stuff that's going on at your job. some of the experiences that you have at your job. Hell, some of you even have jobs that a lot of other people have as well. And they may watch your videos and they may even be able to get insight because they're doing a lot of the same things. Hell, some of you have pets. Start a channel on you and life with your pets. People love animals. You know what I mean? Some of you love cars. Talk about the different cars that you have, or if you're a mechanic, how you work on cars. The ideas are endless. So just try to find your lane. But the most important thing that I can tell you is make YouTube fit into your life. Stop trying to make your life fit into YouTube, because if you continue to do that, you'll never go anywhere. And finally, number 5, and this personally is the most important thing that I feel like anybody can talk about, especially myself. And I'll be the first one to say that I am a culprit of this, and I have done this for years and years and years. And it is the reason why I have not been able to grow to the potential I know that I can build myself to. And that's just be consistent. That is probably one of the most cliche things that any content creator can say. But when I tell you, it holds true, and it is the honest truth. If you be consistent at anything, you will eventually see growth. I have seen so many people who don't have very good content, and it shows. Their content is just like, what the hell am I watching? But because they're so consistent, it eventually catches on, and then it'll blow up. I see that happen all the time. We all do, especially on all these other social media platforms. We see content that we're like, this is crazy. But yet, weeks or months down the line, we're like, man, we see this content blow up. But I see a lot of other people who have good, high quality content, but they're just not consistent, and their channel never grows. And you see a lot of that a lot of the times also. So consistency is the thing that trumps it all. And in the last 10 plus years, I can say that I've made content on a multitude of platforms, whether it's been Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and now YouTube. And I had 2 other YouTube channels before this. And because I was never consistent on anything that I've ever done for an extended period of time, I never seen that level of growth that I seen other people gain, because they were consistent. My content was always really good, but I was never consistent. So you have to remember, do things that allow you to be consistent. Don't try to overwhelm yourself. Don't put too much on yourself to where eventually you start getting burnt out sooner rather than later. And you have to create a process for you that is sustainable. This is why I tell you, I myself don't use all of this equipment that you see. I don't use it as often anymore, because every time I were to use it, it's hell trying to set all of this equipment up, trying to get everything to work, trying to set up my fancy camera and get all the angles right and the lighting. It's too much. And then I get to the editing process, and then I got to go and do all of that. It is too much. And eventually I make 2, 3, 4, 5 videos, and then I stop, and then I disappear for 4 months, 8 months, a year. And then I come back and I'm like, this is crazy. I see a lot of the creators that started when I started a channel at that time, and their channel is growing, and my channel stuck at hardly anything because I just was not consistent. So you have to be consistent and find something that is sustainable. Sustainability is the name of the game. Repetition and consistency. You have to keep doing a lot of the same things over and over and over again to be able to be consistent at it. Because once you actually learn how to do it, and you're not learning on the job, and so now anytime you go and do anything, you immediately just know how to do it versus having to learn it. Because sometimes when you get ready to go do something, while you're doing it, you're learning it at the same time, if that makes sense. So sometimes that can be a little frustrating, and that can be a deterrent for you to keep going. I've done that plenty of times too. I've started doing something, and then next thing I know, in the process of learning, I'm like, this is too much. It's making me frustrated, and this is way more than I thought it would be to do the thing that I want to do. So I just stopped. So I'm just here to tell you, stay consistent and just keep putting that content out there. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink this process. YouTube is starting to slowly but surely get to the point to where it's more favorable with organic, authentic content like this. Talking in front of the camera, actually being yourself, not doing a whole lot of editing, and just keeping it simple. You know what I'm saying? So keep it as simple as possible and keep it consistent. So those are the 5 most important things that I've learned while trying to create content while having a full-time job. So go ahead and comment down below what's been that biggest deterrent for you of why you're not creating content or why you haven't started creating content. I would love to see what you guys have to say. I try to read all my comments, that way I can get back to you guys. That way we can bounce off each other. And let me know if there's some other things that you want me to talk about. I would love to hear from you guys. This is Tracy Johnson Jr. signing off.